Hi Chevra, welcome back to the short for Parsha Vayigash. Great Parsha, what drama. Unbelievable the way things unfold. So I just want to share with you an idea about Yosef. And this idea was prompted and inspired by my daughter Ella, who sent me this text, like just on a whim, Dad, I got to share something with you. What is it? I hope she's not mad at me for sharing this, but it's beautiful. She said, I realized why they threw the kind of the symbolism of why they threw Joseph in a pit, right? Everything happens for a reason. Why in a pit? Why does he descend? Because early on in his life, he was very self-absorbed and he was only thinking about himself, and he needed to learn that lesson. Maybe he was, I'll add my own shot, right? Hashem is mashpil geim, right? People who are most arrogant, who think they're all this, right? So Hashem will knock them down. If you're lucky, he will, or you'll see it, because the lucky ones understand. And I hopefully we're all the lucky ones. I see us all as the lucky ones will understand that there's a lesson to be learned. And that's what Ella said, like, beautiful. There was a lesson. He needed to go down to a pit in order to recognize the folly of his ways, the error of his ways, the way he was living his life, his self-absorption and all of those things that were going on, and not thinking about his brothers, not thinking about their feelings, not thinking about the bigger picture. And ultimately, right, Yosef becomes who he is, because he recognized that it's not about him, that it's about everyone else, that it's about the greater good. And that's really what he did, right? That's like his redemption starts when he's in jail again, in another bore. Literally, they throw him in a bore, right? In a pit in this prison in Egypt. And the whole thing turns by what? When the butler and the baker are having a dream, wake up in the morning and he sees them upset, panim zoafot, and he says, "What's wrong with you? You guys okay? Everything all right?" Right? And that he becomes, and then 2 years later, right? We know what happens in Parshat Miketz, where Yosef becomes who he becomes. But that's it. That's the transition point where he starts thinking about everyone else. And now in this danuma of the climax, Parshat Vayigash, Yosef literally being able to be that leader and his dreams being fulfilled. Amazing. His dreams, everyone comes, they bow down to him. But he didn't see it that way. He didn't want that. If you notice, he runs to hitch his chariot himself to go and greet his father. He doesn't let his father come to him. He doesn't let them at that point bow down to him. Yes, they did in Miketz when they didn't know who he was and whatever, and that had to come about the way it needed to come about. But it was all for their good. It was all for the good of the family. It was all for the good of their ultimate salvation and redemption, right? And when they're all upset and he reveals himself and they say, "Oh my God, this is terrible what we did," and no, it's not your fault. Unbelievable to be able to say that. It's not your fault. Hashem did it. It was for the good. Gamzu l'tova. When we have the right perspective on life, where we understand that everything happens for a reason, and I was thrown into a pit for a reason, and I had to learn the lessons I had to learn, and now things are turning around because of that. We realize Hashem is in control, really, of everything. That's the ultimate act of selflessness. It's the ultimate act of humility. It's the ultimate expression of who is truly in control. It's not me, it's not you, no matter what we do. It's Hashem. And may we all see a little bit of that gamzu l'tova in our lives, where the things that happen ultimately become the source and the reason for our redemption in the days and the months ahead. Have a great one.